In this section, we're going to talk about how you assemble a digital employee handbook. This will also take some physical maneuvering as we go through the process of deciding what will go where. Like we talked about in the previous section, you will need to get a handle on the actual parts and policies that need to be in your organization's handbook. Then you can begin to assemble it. Decide how you will have your handbook online. Will it be on a website, a mobile app, or both? Will it be public or on the business intranet? Will it be password protected or not? Most likely, you will be putting your employee handbook on your company's website. So if you do this, keep these points in mind. Plan the order that you will have your documents listed online. Remember that incredibly colorful and creative table of contents you created in the previous section? This is where you will want to transfer it to your online version. Again, get creative in how you present it, visually and interactively. Also, review your existing policies to ensure that they are updated and that the language still fits with an online version of your employee handbook. Next, you will want to explore possible formats for adding your handbook. Again, will you have it as web pages on your website, or will you be linking it to another site that has your handbook in its entirety? Regardless, you want to make sure that all of your links work and that they are directed to the source where you want them to be. The last thing that you need is for an employee to be trying to find a policy and they find a broken link. To prevent this from happening, you may want to consider uploading documents instead of providing web links. This way, they pull up the document and there's never a chance of going to a broken link. But if you do this, you must remember that you have to make changes to these documents and re-upload them and notify your employees that you have made that revision. Be sure you include these 4 things. Intuitive navigation. You want people to be able to go in, click on a part of the policy or a section, and have a drop-down table of contents that can be viewed from any page. You also want to have keywords that are identified so that people can link on those and open up the references. A PDF can be retrieved through an email attachment or link on an intranet portal. Once it's opened, it can be saved and printed. This might be a good way to do either the entire document or just your updates and revisions. Finally, you're going to want to make sure that links lead directly to external websites or to a document with more information, and again, be sure that those links work. Metrics are always important to consider. If your handbook is on an intranet portal, consider using tracking to learn how many times the handbook or parts of it were downloaded. You also may want to include a short survey to help determine if your employees are accessing the handbook, learning what they need, download documents, and if they need further details or explanations. It's a great way to stay in communication with your employees. Get the buy-in of your leadership. As an HR professional, you will need to help explain to them why an electronic employee handbook is incredibly valuable to their organization. Your leadership is going to want to understand the ROI, or return on investment. Also, explain to them how it fits within the organization's culture, mission, values, and purpose. You will want to have a step-by-step conversion process of going from paper to digital. You need to be sure that you incorporate the needs of your management, human resources, and your IT department. Identify who will be responsible for what parts. Management and HR will obviously need to be responsible for the policies, but your IT department will need to be on board so that they can help explain whether what you want to do and how you want to do it will actually work, and if there are any challenges to how you want to have it presented. You will need to develop a communication plan and a schedule for sharing your online handbook. This will help guide you through the creation process, ensure you're staying on task, help you to set timelines for yourself and your employees as well as management, and provide a quote, go live date for sharing your online handbook with employees. You will want to be very clear with leadership and management about how you will roll out the digital handbook. There are some issues that you need to consider that are very specific to having a digital or online employee handbook. You will need to determine how you're going to get acknowledgement signatures with the receipt that your employee received and understood the handbook. You will want to make this very conspicuous and clear and allow for an electronic signature for the initial distribution as well as potentially any updates. This way you are truly going digital and you're not retaining paper copies of any signatures of acknowledgments unnecessarily. Consider accessibility issues. What do you do when employees don't have online access or they don't have the technical skills? How do you address language challenges, barriers, and difficulties? Also, how will you accommodate employees with special needs? Print a few hard copies and have available for review on site in your main corporate office. Follow up with employees to ensure that they are able to access and utilize your online handbook. Listen to your employees' concerns and compliments about the online version. Be sure to include HR contact information to clearly convey your openness to communication. You also need to consider date stamping your printed copies and include a statement that makes it clear that the most current version of your employee handbook is available only online.